for watching this video. So if this is your first time watching one of our videos and you find this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. And if you are returning to our channel because you have watched previous videos and you found them helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and perhaps like the video if you find it very helpful. So on today's video, I'll be doing question 7 of May-June 2021 question paper mathematics paper 1, and this is financial mathematics. 7.1 read as follows. An amount of 10,000 was invested for 4 years, earning an interest of R% per annum compounded quarterly. At the end of 4 years, the total amount in the account was 13,080 rands. Determine the value of R, which is the interest rate. I'm going to read this again. An amount of 10,000 was invested for 4 years, earning an interest of R% per annum compounded quarterly. At the end of 4 years, the total amount in the account was 13,080 rands. Determine R, which is the interest rate. So here you are told that an original amount of 10,000 rands was invested, which is your principal amount. So this is question 7, right? The principal amount that was invested is 10,000 rands, right? So it was invested for a period of what? Of 4 years. And getting an interest rate of what? Of R% per annum, compounded quarterly. So your compoundings is what? Quarterly. It's 4, because you have 4 quarters in a year, right? And at the end of the investment period, or at the end of 4 years, you had a total of what? Of 13,080 rands on your account. This is the amount that you have. So what do they want from you? They want to find the interest rate R. So you know that for a single investment like this, you can find that your accumulated amount is P1 plus I over M raised Mn. So where your M are your compoundings and N is the number of years. So you have that your A, which is the accumulated amount, was 13,080 rands, which is equal to the principal amount, which is the original amount that was invested, 10,000 into 1 plus I. What is your I? It's your interest rate, which is your R, over 4, which is your compoundings, raised Mn. What is your M? It's your compoundings, which is 4, times N, which is 4. So what we're looking for, we're trying to find R here. So what do? Divide both sides by 10,000. Divide by 10,000. So this and that goes away. This side you're left with 1 plus R over 4 raised 16. Then this side, what are you left with? That's 13,080 divided by 10,000. So 1.308. Right? Yeah, but I can double check just to make sure. 13,080 divided by 10,000. Yeah, we're still good so far. So what do? We want to find R, right? So we get rid of that. How do we get rid of that? We apply the 16th root. Apply the 16th root. So what you're left with, this and that goes away. What are you left with? Left with 1 plus R over 4 is equal to the 16th root of that. What is the 16th root of that? Go and find that out. The 16th root of that is what? It's 1.0169. And then you want your R, solve for your R now. Transpose to the other side, you'll have 1.0169 minus 1, which is called R over 4. What are you left with here? You're left with 0.0169 is equal to R over 4. Then you multiply by 4. You multiply by 4 both sides. This, then that goes away. Your R is equal to what? Then multiply this by 4 times 4. So your R is 0.6, or so 0.0677. Then to get it this as percentage, you multiply by 100. So your R percent will be equal to this 0.0677 times 100. Therefore, your R percent is equal to, multiply that by 100. It's 6.77%. So your R percent, your R, is equal to 6.77%. And you're done with this question. This is one of the easiest. So you are praying that they give you this on the final exam. Let's go to the next one. $7.2. A businesswoman deposited $9,000 into an account at the end of January 2014. She continued to make monthly deposit of $9,000 at the end of each month up to the end of December 2018. The account earned interest at a rate of 7.5% per annum compounded monthly. That's our statement. So let's go to 7.2.1. 7.2.1. So let's go. Calculate how much money was in the account immediately after 60 deposits had been made. Let's read this again. Calculate how much money was in the account immediately after 60 deposits had been made. So they want us to calculate how much money was there immediately after the 60th deposit was made. So how do we do this? So we say, okay, I'll just try to draw what's happening here. So this lady made the number of deposits that are made. He made 60 deposits. This is the number of deposits this businesswoman made. So the interest rate is 0.075% per annum compounded monthly, right? Okay. I'll draw a number line. Here's a number line. This is the beginning of January 2014, this one. So this one here, this is the end of the first month. This is the end of the second month. End of the third month. And this continues. Right? So the 60th deposit is made here at the end of the 60th month. So this deposit continued up until the end of the 60th month. So the first deposit was made here. So she deposited X amount, which is a 9,000, and it gained interest, right? So I'll say gained interest. For how long? So there are 6, okay. So this guy, each year, he will make a total of 12 deposits because he will be depositing at the end of each month, right? And then now, after 5 years, that will be how many deposits? It will be 60 deposits that are made, with the last one made at the end of the 60th month. So these are the amounts that he's making. And I'll say, let's say this is the interest that this amount is gaining, right? So this is your first deposit, 9,000, and it's gaining this interest rate here. So how long? How many times? How many months will the first deposit gain interest for? So this account, this first amount that he deposits will earn interest for a period of what? Of 59 months. Because I understand that in total there are 60 payments made. But if this one here, this guy here, the first deposit is made at the end of the first month of the year, at the end of January, which means this amount in 2014 will only earn interest for 11 months, because the first month will be missed out, because during the course of the first month there was no amount that was deposited there. So there is no way on the first month you could have earned interest. So you will only earn interest for the next 11 months, and then 12 months for the next 3 years, for the next 4 years. That's how you will gain interest on this amount. So this first amount that you deposit at the end of January will only gain interest for how long? For 59 months. Because the first month is lost, because during the course of the first month, there was no amount deposited to gain interest. So the first amount deposited was deposited at the end of the first month, which means on that first year, 2014, this amount the first 9,000 will only gain interest for 11 months on the first year, and then 12 months for the remaining years. So in total, that will mean that the first amount deposited, the first 9,000, will gain interest for 59 months. Then let's go to the second one. Second, 9,000 interest. Again, so we're talking this guy here now. So this guy here, this is the second month, right? At the end of, so this deposit, the second deposit is made at the end of the second month. So on the first year, the amount that will be deposited will only gain interest for the remaining months, which is 10 months, because the first month and the second month have passed. You are depositing at the end of the second month, which means the second amount deposited will only gain interest for how long? For 58 months. Plus, let's go to the third one, just for fun. So for the third one, you are making the deposit, which is X amount, and gaining this interest. How long will this X amount gain interest for the entire period? So you have deposited, you have made the third deposit at the end of the third month. So if you have made your deposit at the end of the third month, if you have made your deposit at the end of the third month, right, which means you have, on the first year, you have already lost 3 months already for this amount for the new amount that you are adding. So you will only gain interest for the remaining months of the year. So on that 60 months period, you will remove the first 3 months that you have lost, which means this amount that will be deposited in March 2014, at the end of March 2014, will only gain interest for what? For 57 years, because for 57 months, because on that 60 months you have already lost the first 3 months. So you're left with 57 months. Then this continues up until, let's say, the last one, the 60th deposit. The 60th deposit, let me write it here. So the 50th deposit is made at the end of December 2018, right? So if it's made at the end of December 2018, which means on this amount there's no interest gained. You won't gain any interest here, because there was no month for it to gain any interest, because you gain interest monthly on each and every deposit you make. So now, if this one is made at the end of the very last month, there's no month remaining for it to gain interest. But look at this. If now we can look at one on the 59th deposit. The 59th deposit is made at the end of November 2018, as that one is made at the end of December 2018. So the one that is made at the end of November have 1 month to gain interest, which is that month will be December, this month here. So if you made a deposit on the 59th deposit, is this one here. It gained interest for how long? For 1 month. If you go to the 58th one, 58th deposit, so this one is made 2 months before the end of your investment period. Right? So it's made 2 months before the end of your investment. So whatever the amount that you add on the 58th month will gain interest for how long? This month and this month. That is 2 months. So this is how this thing goes. I hope this makes sense. So what do you do from here? You say, okay, now I have made all these deposits. How many deposits are these? If you count all of them, let's say you start here. 1, so first 1, 2, 3, up until 59 plus that one. So you have made a total of 60 deposits. Because if you look at this, easy. These were from here, you count from here up until here. These are 60 deposits. 59 deposit, and then you add the 60th one. So you have 60 deposits in total. So now, if you can write it like this, you can say, okay, let's write this the other way and start from this side. So you have X, then you have what? X into G is 1, which is this, plus this guy here. X into G, this is the interest end, raise 2 plus this continues, plus go to this one, X into G, raise 57, plus X into G, raise 58, and X into G, raise 59. So we have made a total of what? Of 59 payments. So if you look at this very closely, you can say, okay, this is my 9,000 plus what? 9,000 plus the interest end, 1 plus 0.075 over 12 is 1 plus, you can also write this as well. So this continues up until the last one, which is 9,000 into 1 plus 0.0575 over 12. Raise what? Raise 59. So if you're looking at this, you will discover that you are looking, this is the future value annuity, right? This is the future value annuity. So you can easily say, okay, future value is equal to X into 1 plus I raised number of payments minus 1 all over I. Right? So your X here is the number, and your X here is your installment amount, the amount that you are paying monthly, which is your 9,000. Your I is your interest rate, which is that. Your N is the number of payments, which is the 60 of them. Right? And your I is your interest rate. So you can say, okay, future value annuity is equal to what? X, which is 9,000 into 1 plus 0.075 over 12 raised 60 minus 1 all over 0.075 over 12. Press that on a calculator. That should give you the amount that you will have immediately after the 60th payment made. So let's press that. So it's 9,000, 1 plus 0.075 over 12. Raise 60 minus 1 over 0.075 over 12. So, what do you have? So you discover that your future value annuity is equal to 652,743 rands 95 cents. That is your future value immediately after the last payment. So this is the amount that will be on your account immediately after the last payment. Let's move on. So now we are doing 7.2.2. The businesswoman left the calculated amount in 7.2.1 for n months in the account. The interest rate remained unchanged and no further payments were made. The total interest earned over the entire investment period is 190,214 rands 14 cents. Determine the value of n. So what they are telling us that the businesswoman left this amount for n months after 5 years. So after 5 years, so this is what? 7.2.2. After 5 years, right? So this amount, 652,743 rand 95 cents, was left for n months to gain interest, right? So this is what happened. So after 5 years, right? Because during that 5 years, we accumulated this amount. So after 5 years, and this amount was left into the account to gain interest at the same rate for n months. That's what they're telling us. So now they want us to find this n months. They have told us that the interest earned over the entire period of the investment is what? Is 190,000. So interest earned for on that 5 years, right? Plus n months is what? Is 190,214 rands 14 cents. So this amount, this interest is earned over the entire period of the investment, which is what? Which is 5 years plus n months. So the 5 years in which is the one in which accumulate the first amount, the 652,743 rand 95 cents, and the n months is the one in which the businesswoman left the money in the account for to accumulate further interest. So this 190 is for the entire duration, right? So now, what we need to know, so to find how long the lady left the money in the account for, we need to know how much interest was gained on that period, right? So on that n months period, how much interest was gained? So how do we find this? We say, okay, our friend deposited the amount he deposited into the account for 5 years. How many payments were there? He made 60 payments of 9,000. So 69,000 were deposited. So how much money did he deposit? So the amount deposited is what? Is 60 times the 9,000 that he made into the account. So 60 months times the 9,000 that he was making monthly. Then we're going to get how much money our friend deposited into the account. So let's get that. So we say 60 times 9,000 is 540,000 rands. 540,000 rands. So the actual amount that this guy deposited into the account is 540,000 rands. But at the end of the account, at the end of December 2018, this is the money that our friend had into the account. This money includes the interest earned on that 5-year period. So we need to find what is this amount, the end amount is on that 5-year period. So let's go and find that interest rate that is earned on that 5-year period. So the interest earned over 5 years is what? It will be that 652,743 rands 95 cents, right? minus 540,000, which is equal to what? So it's going to 652,743 rand 95 cents minus the amount, the deposits he made. So what do we get? We get 112,743 rands 95 cents. So this amount that you see here is the interest earned over what? Over that 5-year period. But then here they told you that the interest earned over the 5 years plus n years is this one here. Then you can find the amount that, so the interest of 5 years plus n interest of what? Of n months is equal to 190,214 rands 14 cents. This is what they told you. They told you that the interest gained in 5 years plus the interest earned for n months, the period in which the money was left in the account for, is 190,000. But then now you have the one that you earned over 5 years is 112,743 rands 95 cents. Then you can get the interest earned over the n months period. So what you do, you say, okay, interest earned over the 5 years is 112,743 rands 95 cents plus the interest earned over n months, which is what? Which is what you want to find. Interest for n months is equal to 190,214 rands 14 cents. So the interest earned over n months is what? Transpose this to the other side, so it will be 190,214 rands 14 cents minus this guy here, because you transpose this to the other side. So which is the interest earned over n months is 77,470 rands 19 cents. So this is the amount that is earned over that period of n months. So by the end of that n months period, the amount that will be there, the accumulated amount, will be this interest of yours plus the starting amount. So this is the starting amount for that end period. And then that is the interest gained. So you have that your accumulated amount on that end period will be your interest rate plus the starting amount, which is 650,743 rands 95 cents. You add to this one 77,470 rands 19 cents. So this is the amount that you had in your account after n months. So if the lady or the businesswoman was withdrawing her money at the end of n months, this is the amount that she will be having on her account, which is this 77,470 rand 19 cents plus 652,743 rands 95 cents. So she will be having 730,214 rands 14 cents. So this is the amount that she will be having. So now that we have the amount that she will be having, to find the period, we say, okay, A is equal to P into 1 plus I over M raised NM, right? Or we can, yeah, NM. That's fine. So we want the months, right? So we can just say N here. So what do you have? We have the amount, what is it, 730,000, your A, 214 rands, 14 cents, right? Is equal to P. What is your initial amount? It was 652,743 rands, 95 cents into 1 plus 0.075 over 12 raised n there. So this is what you had, right? I'm going to clean the board and then we continue with that. So I'll clean the middle part. So, as I was saying, so the accumulated amount is your 652,743.05 cents plus the interest rate and over that end period, which is 77,470 and 19 cents, which is this one here. So we have the accumulated amount. We want what? We have the initial amount, which is the principal amount, which was 652,743 rands. We have this part. We only want that part, right? So we say what? We said 730,214 rands 14 cents is equal to what? 652,743 rands and 5 cents into 1 plus 0.075 over 12 all raised n, which is your n, the period. Right? So what do we have? So now, this is exactly the same as that, but that there is not easy to see because I don't have much space. I hope it's easy here. Then what to solve for n, right? What do we do first? We divide by 652,743 rands and 5 cents, left and right, right? This and that goes away. So this side you're left with 1 plus 0.075 over 12 raised n. This side you're left with that, whatever that is. So you punch that in your calculator. What do you say? What do you get? So you have 730 over 652,743.95. 652,743.95. You get 1.119. And then now you want to take down the n there. You apply log both sides. So it's n log this thing here, 1 plus 0.075 over 12 equal to log of 1.119. Take log of both sides, then divide by log of this thing, 1 plus 0.075 over 12, divided by log of 1 plus 0.075 over 12. This and that goes away. The n is equal to, then you punch the log of that. So you punch the log of this. Punch log of that over log of 1 plus 0.075 over 12, right? What do you get? You get that your n is equal to 18 months. That's what you get. You get that your n is equal to 18 months. So this should be the end of this question here. I hope it makes sense.